Now, 3 local charities here have got together to kickstart a fund that is aimed at anyone who is struggling during the current COVID-19 crisis, whether they be NHS staff, charities helping out with struggling families, and other frontline staff. And currently, they've pulled together £100,000. £100,000. That is superb. And they're hoping to raise a lot more. Ismail Patel is from the British Muslim COVID-19 Fund and joins me now. Good morning.
Good morning, Jimmy.
Well done for doing this. I mean, that is fantastic that you're already that figure.
Well, it is, but people are pouring out their emotions for what is being happening on the ground level. I mean, the response directly reflects the amount of work that is being done by nurses and doctors, carers, end-of-life carers, people who are taking care of our deceased. It's out there, and I think people are just responding to that in a fantastic way.
Just tell me about how the 3 charities then got together. Who started this?
Well, there are 3 local charities. They're called Rahma Mercy, Drop of Compassion, and Peace and Relief International. They're all based in Leicester. And we decided to do something individually first, but we realized that, the demand was so much that it would be better if we got together. And we had a sort of, nowadays we have to have a Skype meeting with the charities. And we thought, let's try and appeal to our database, see what they do. And within 3 weeks, we raised £100,000, and that we launched yesterday. So we want, first and foremost, organizations who are working on the front line, as you mentioned, whether they're working for the well-being of the nurses, caring for the isolated and the vulnerable, end-of-life carers, caring for the deceased, or anything else to do with the COVID-19 fund, then please visit the website and apply. And you can apply for anything from £250 to up to £5,000 for any one organization.
£100,000 in 3 weeks is incredible. Well done, and the fact you're doing this, and you can hear the concern in your voice that people need this, and I just wonder, how far do you think that will spread?
Well, this is for Britain, and it's for any group, irrespective of faith or no faith. We hope that we'll be able to support at least 100 organizations, and that will go in. If you imagine how many people each organization supports, that's quite a long way, I hope. But we hope we can build on that, and we hope people will fund this even more so that we can help more organizations doing the real work on the ground.
So how much more money do you think you need to raise realistically to help those 100 businesses or organizations at least?
Jimmy, it's really sad. I mean, we launched this yesterday. We've already got nearly 20 applications asking for exactly nearly £50,000 already in 12 hours. So the need out there is great. So I urge listeners, whether you, us or anybody else, think about what is being done by our charity sector, by our third sector for the people suffering directly or indirectly from COVID-19. And, give that hand, because they're really the real soldiers working for us at this stage against this very nasty state that we find ourselves in. And hopefully we can do something all together, pull together, and try and defeat and fight this coronavirus.
Yeah, well said. Now, today marks the first day of Ramadan, and fasting is obviously a very important part of that, but charity plays an important part too this month. Can you just explain how and why that is?
Well, once a year, Muslims are supposed to give out a portion of their wealth, a minimum of 2.5%. That's the minimum. They can give more. And most people choose Ramadan as the month when they want to give out, so they remember sort of the annual anniversary, if you like, of giving out charity. Hence, a lot of Muslim families will give out a lot of money. Traditionally, what has happened is that fund and the charities, especially the charities I've mentioned, like Rahma Mercy, works in the Balkans, Drop of Compassion works in Africa, Peace and Relief in the third world relief countries. They would normally take the money abroad, but this year we find ourselves that we ourselves need the help. So as they say, charity begins at home. So all these Muslim families and community who will now be giving out funds during Ramadan, hopefully will build onto this fund and will be able to help the organizations locally.
Is it realistic, in the conversations you've been having with people who follow the Muslim faith, that actually that's realistic to be able to do that with their own income? It's
very hard rendering. Everybody's having a hard time. But the fact that, the Muslim community came and raised 100,000 within 3 weeks is a good sign that, people are willing to sacrifice the financial side, provided, we overcome the coronavirus crisis. And people see the coronavirus crisis as a temporary, acute measure, which hopefully will go away if we all pull together. And I think we can do it together, united against this virus that we're being attacked by.
Well, Ismail, well done for all the work that you and your colleagues and friends are doing. Ismail Patel there from the British Muslim COVID-19 Fund. You're listening to BBC Radio Leicester. On the way in the next half.